Hi, I'm Lauren Heisey, and thank you for coming to another video of another Leanademy video. In this video, we are continuing our DMAIC series, and we're going to talk about the analyze and improve phases of the DMAIC problem solving. But before we jump in, I just want to talk about a little bit of my unhinged agenda here. I'm hoping you guys are really, right, guys and girls, uh, are really enjoying these Leanademy videos. If you are enjoying them, please subscribe to our channel and like the video below. In addition, if you're here to learn about the DMAIC series and this is as far as you want to go, I'm so happy that you're here. But if you also would like to learn more, I ask you to please watch this entire video. And at the end of the video, I will provide you a QR code where you can go and it'll take you to our Leanademy website, or you can click on the link below. Even if you're unsure where and how to go about your Lean Six Sigma training, or if you even want to go down that route, please go to my website, fill out our contact form, or leave me a message below, and I will. We can set up some time for a call. I do offer free half-hour calls throughout the year, and I will meet with you one-on-one to determine the best way for you to move forward. All right, let's jump right in. Let's learn a little bit about analyze and improve phases. All right, this is the DMAIC roadmap. Remember, this is our problem-solving approach. We've already went through to define and measure in another video. In this video, we're going to talk all about analyze and improve, and I will have another video just specific to control. So let's jump right in. Analyze. What does analyze mean in this problem-solving roadmap? So the analyze phase is pretty much where we analyze the problem. We are finding the root cause. Remember I talked about before, usually the problem is when we develop that problem statement and our goal statement, but the problem statement is basically a symptom of the problem, right? Or the root cause. So here we are trying to understand what is that root cause in this phase. This is where the data, making sure we have good data. This is why we need to make sure we use the MSA in the measure phase to validate our data. But here we identify problems and trends in the data that helps point us in the right direction. We validate the potential root causes, and we prioritize issues based on the impact that they have to the problem. Some tools that we have in the analyze phase is the fishbone diagram. This is one of my most favorite tools. In fact, in my yellow belt class, I will teach you how to use this fishbone diagram. Sometimes people feel like we need to have these really big, elaborate green belt and black belt projects, but sometimes something as simple as a yellow belt project, just by using the fishbone diagram, is amazing. So, and then of course I would also teach you how to use the 5 whys and Pareto analysis. But as you get into green belt and then into black belt, you start to use even more advanced tools in statistics, where we do regression analysis and hypothesis testing. So you know me, I want to give you guys a real world example, and this is kind of going on to the onboarding times. Here we're analyzing onboarding times, but before I jump into this real world problem, just going to throw this out there again. If you'd like to learn more about Lean Six Sigma, I highly encourage you to sign up for one of my free white belt classes that I do offer throughout the year. It's usually, I should do at least one a quarter. If you're just here to learn the basics and you don't want to go any further, that's fine. Please enjoy these videos. I'm just giving you those different options. Or remember, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, or you can click on the link below, I will give you, you go to the Leanademy website to learn more about our programs. All right, so what do we do? How do we analyze? So basically what we did for our root cause analysis here, remember this is for one of my clients, we used a Pareto analysis to determine the right place to concentrate based on the issues that are identified within the data. Then we took that data after we figured out where we were going to go, We used the fishbone diagram and the 5 whys to identify the issues that occurred. And now I did take it a step further, and we also used my hypothesis testing to validate those issues to make sure that if we did solve those issues, it would get rid of the problem. So common pitfalls that we fall into with Analyze is jumping to conclusions without validating data. I get asked a lot, well, I'm only doing a yellow belt project. I'm not going to get into statistical tools, but that is okay. That's why we start to use histograms and Pareto charts. I will show you how to use those, and that helps us kind of get into the areas that we need to get into. Or sometimes along with coaching, when I coach you through your yellow belt project, I will help you with some of that data analysis if we need to use some type of statistics. Or if you have a green belt or a black belt mentor, they can help you as well. The other thing to think about is overlooking the voice of the customer. This is still very, very important, regardless if they're internal or external. And we got to make sure we're not just trying to solve this by ourselves. We need to make sure that you use your cross-functional team for those insights. All right, we've already done through define, measure, and analyze. And now we're going to concentrate on the improve phase. So basically in improve, we are going to improve the problem, right? So we identify what's causing the real issues. Here we generate and evaluate potential solutions, and we pilot and refine those improvements, and then we implement those changes to eliminate those root causes. I think this is one of my most favorite parts of the DMAIC phase, because we did all this work and now we get to implement the improvements or the solutions to solve the problem. Some of the tools that we use is brainstorming. Yes, brainstorming is so very simple. It helps, it works. But we also, a lot of times, will use that along with failure modes and effective analysis, or FMEA. We also may go into something really, really advanced for a design of experiments. And we do some pilot testing. We also might use Kaizen events. If you want to learn more about design of experiments, it is a very advanced tool to use. That's something I do teach in my Black Belt courses. All right. Best practices for the improve phase is you've got to make sure you involve your stakeholders early. When I say early, I actually say we need to involve them very early during the define phase to make sure they're really happy with the problem statement and the goal statements. In addition, we involve them often throughout the DMAIC problem solving. We also use data to validate those improvements. So once we put those improvements into place, if you're one of my students, I do work with you to help you. We'll collect data. I will help you validate that. If you're a yellow belt, I will help you validate those improvements. But then if you're a green belt or black belt, I will teach you how to do that. And then we document our changes thoroughly to make sure that we are training the people correctly. All right, like I said, I'm all about real world examples here. I'm going to do one more last. I'm going to do another tidbit from my hidden agenda. I really, really hope you are enjoying these videos. If you're interested in learning more, you can sign up for one of my Lean Six Sigma white belt classes. I do offer those virtually at least once a quarter. Or if you're just unsure what to do, please check out my programs off the Leanademy website. The other thing that you could do too is fill out my contact form if you want to set some time to talk with me, or just leave me a comment below. All right, let's get into that real world problem, right? So here we are improving onboarding times. So onboarding delays and issues were due to wrong admin contacts. So simple, right? So that was the main issue. One of the biggest issues to onboarding the client is that we understood that the customer buyer, usually the decision maker of the product or even the service, is not a customer admin. So simple, so simple. And this is really true, was a real world problem. Our solution was we set up onboarding calls right after contract signature, provided the onboarding process to the buyer. But when we set up that call, we want to make sure we had the correct onboarding client contacts during the onboarding call. If we were unable, or if it was not understood correctly who the right contact was, we would make sure we say we need the person that is going to be using our services, and they usually are the admin or some type of admin. So our result was after we implemented the solutions, our onboarding time was reduced from 7 to 10 days to 2 days. And in even some cases, we were able to onboard a client within 24 hours. Pretty awesome results. Internal and external customers were so happy. All right, let's bring it back all together. The analyze, improve phases transform that data into results, right? So all that data that we did, that we collected during the measure phase, we use it in the analyze phase to analyze the problems. Then we turn around and take that and we develop our potential solutions, so that way we can actually put these solutions into place to come to really sustainable results. And we also build a culture of continuous improvement as we're going through this. That brings us to the end of this video. Like I said, once again, please, if you really like these videos, subscribe to our channel. Please leave comments below if there's other topics that you might want to see in a future video. If you want to learn more about our training opportunities, please either scan that QR code or click on the link below. And if you just want to learn more, I also, like I said, also love having you here, just being a subscriber to the Leanademy YouTube channel. If you want to learn more, just talk with me to figure out what's the best way for you to kind of move forward in your training. Please leave me a comment below or go to my website and fill out my contact form, and we can set up some time together. All right. This brings us to the end. It's so great to be teaching you guys here, and I wish you a great day and look forward to seeing you in another video.